In this video, I'm going to show you how a growth org actually works. And I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to create one, to build one. A growth org is not a content calendar. It's the thinking behind the content, the planning, what we want to say, why we are saying, and what the result is, what we want. I'm going to use my own business, Side Eye Marketing, as a real example. We are building February's growth arc that will be focused on engagement. I'm going to show you exactly how I prompt ChatGPT, how I decide what to keep, and how the structure comes together. As I said previously, we have to work with a plan. So usually what I do is I go and I create a custom view. So in December, what we did, and we're going to take screenshots of these pages and we're going to say Control Shift S and we're going to say capture full page, and hopefully it captures not the full page, but it doesn't matter. We're going to copy it and we go to ChatGPT and we say, I want to compare December 2025 insights with January up to now. So it's 1 to the 19th insights, giving you screenshots. Please compile a report. Okay, so we took that screenshot. We're going to say copy it and we're going to paste it here. And then we go back and we want to see the rest. Close this. And this may be a bit slow for you, it doesn't matter. These are December. So we're going to say print screen. I don't know what this means. Okay. And if it did, hopefully, yes, there it is. The rest. Uh, then we are going to say, all right, now we want to check it with January until the 19th, and we update it and we say, okay, print screen, and we're going to do this. It's very easy. Print screen, come over to ChatGPT and Control V, and then we're going to do the second one, and we're going to say print screen. Now it's doing this again. Freeform. Just wasting my time. Go that one, and we paste it in there. Okay, it's uploaded, and you say go. The comparison. This is a partial month. You can see January 1 to 19, and December. You can see how the views and the quality, the content, interactions. Important context, January is only 19 days, so raw totals be naturally lower. Right intent and trend shape, that is important. What December did well, you can see strong distribution, solid interaction, healthy viewer growth, better top of funnel visibility, content was being shown, algorithm trust was building. However, conversion signals were already weak, only 5 link clicks on 9,000 views. visits and follows doesn't scale proportionally. And that is why you have to look at your results. January is actually saying, and this is important, the viewers are up 19.7%, even with fewer posts and fewer days. That means we are attracting new people. That is great. Visits are up plus 9%. That's big. Fewer people are seeing content, more of the right people are clicking through, and that is very important. We do not want the wrong people to access our content. You must decide what you are going to be. I am not a person that likes to negotiate my prices. I don't like to work with people that are uh, have a small little budget and wants to negotiate everything. So I want the right people. Yeah. The real problem, and it's consistent across both months, one thing stands out: link clicks are extremely low. This is not an algorithm problem, it's a content structure problem, and that is why we have to plan. Our content is readable, it's visible, it's interesting enough to watch, but it does not compel action. Okay, they don't know what to do next. They don't know that I leave them in a void. Okay. Uh, the behavioral readers, I see you, I recognize you, I'm watching. January, I'm paying closer attention. I might explore, but not yet. I trust you enough to click. So that is why. So I started 3 months ago. The first month was just creating awareness. The second month, which was December, which is traditionally a very slow month, I posted just to tell people, well, I am still, yeah, it is December, but I'm still doing business. And then our strategic conclusion is December awareness and algorithm warm up. As I said, we did awareness. January audience filtering and intent formation. That is very important for me as a business. The audience filtering. Ek wil nie elke Jan raap en sy maat hê om met my besigheid te doen nie. Okay, so wat baie belangrik is dat ek saam met ChatGPT werk. So now we get to this report, maar ek het my vorige growth het ek opgestel met ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT, so in effect I'm a little bit annoyed with ChatGPT. And it's very important that you do tell ChatGPT, but this is what you gave me, and I did this, and now you come and say this is the problem. So it's important to say that, and I usually just do it using dictate. Say, okay, ChatGPT, now I want to know these posts that I made with your suggestions. So why or why am I getting these results? If you are my business partner and I always ask you to give me the best direction. So keep this in mind because now we are going to look at how to create the arc for February to create more clicks. You say yes, and that's that. And then I also want to add another part of the prompt. So what I want to teach you in this video is that, or explain to you, is that you can tell ChatGPT, but listen, I'm working with you. Why did you give me this? And then I add another piece of the prompt. Help me create a February growth arc for side-eye marketing. The main goal is engagement. We want engagement because if there's engagement, it means that our posts are organically growing. The viewing is organically growing with engagement. And engagement isn't just a like or a share. Engagement is a comment, at least 10 words. That is engagement. So, what I usually do is but people don't work with you, so that's also very difficult. But I will tell my fiance, listen, I put up this post, please just go and make a comment. And sometimes I will create 4 or 5 comments just under the post to tell Facebook, yeah, is engagement. So, but let's go on with the prompt. Now it's going to think a bit. Yes, this is the right question to ask. First, I'm going to address why you got these results, even though you followed my direction. It acknowledges us, and that's important because generic content didn't exactly do what it was designed to do. Uh, but it was never designed to drive clicks. It's not a failure. So, no, we actually did design to create clicks. So, it will contradict what you're saying. All right, what you've been posting with my guidance has been strong at visibility, credibility, pattern interruption. The person knows what she's talking about, which is important. That's why viewers are up, visits are up, engagement didn't collapse, we didn't bleed follows. But what is missing by design is decision pressure, explicit next step framing, clear, this is what you do after this post, that logic. We don't leave them in a void anymore. Okay, so my content like made people think, not act, and that matters because Meta doesn't reward that was interesting. It rewards I did something. As I said, a comment of at least 10 words. Okay. Uncomfortable truth, partner level honesty. If I had told you in January push clicks hard now, I would have sabotaged trust before it had time to settle. Okay, so then it will say, all right, what February needs to do differently. It's not a reach month, not visibility. You either in or you out. That's what we want to do. We still lead with engagement, not sales. So the arc needs to be trigger interaction, force self identification, create micro commitments, and then earn the click. So social media isn't just about posting. There is something that you need to plan behind the scenes. You have to have this plan. Your clients won't know what your plan is, but you must know. Okay. Now we're going to say, all right, February growth, org, SARA marketing, engagement that leads to clicks. Week one will be disruption and recognition. Week two, education with friction. Week three, controlled authority. And then week four, decision and direction. Okay. Okay, why this arc will create more clicks, engagement isn't passive, blah, blah, blah. And it goes, you didn't do it wrong before, you did it in sequence. Now we change gears. Next step, and I recommend this strongly, we map one example post per week with exact hook engagement. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a document so that we can use this arc that ChatGPT has created for us. So we're going to call it February Growth Org, and we are going to put all this into a document. And the next thing that we're going to do now, we must be very careful. Now it says we're going to map one example post per week. That's not what we want. We want to create an arc. So if we go back to week one, uh, the purpose of week one is make the right people feel seen. You want your clients, your unique, your ideal client to be feel seen and a little bit uncomfortable. Eh? So this week must be, you know what? She's talking about me. She's talking about my website not working. It's looking very pretty online, but it's not bringing in my leads. So the themes are going to be pattern breaking. The pattern I want to break is that the trend is towards not everybody doing the same thing, to be yourself. Yeah, I'm sitting, my makeup isn't perfect, my hair isn't perfect, but I'm doing a video and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Yes, I'm going to get slack. Yes, I'm going to get people that say, "What are you doing? Yeah, you're too old, or you're too fat, or you're too ugly." I don't care. I'm building my business, and I need to. If I can do it, I promise you, anybody can do it because I am an extremely shy person. So, what we're going to do with this arc is going to make people feel uncomfortable. We want them to feel, oh, you know what, I have experienced this is a problem for me. I need this person to fix it for me, and I can see that this person knows exactly what they're talking about. I'm going to make use of this person, and that is what we want. Being truthfully you, telling people what you can and you can't do. Okay, we're going to call out lazy marketing habits. And in January, I had lazy marketing habits. I'm telling you, I created my January arc, but I didn't have the time to actually execute the whole arc. So I can see it in my results. Exposing myths without offering solutions yet. We are exposing myths. What are the myths? Go and do a little bit research. Yeah, it says exposing myths. So let's go and see. This is how you do it. You open ChatGPT and we say, okay, exposing myths without of exposing myths. Let's just take that. I want you to take a look at exposing myths within social media marketing, because that is what I'm doing, a social media management visibility manager. What are the myths out there about being a social media manager or visibility creator? And put it into ChatGPT and see what it gives you. Yeah, the first thing. It's about posting content. It's not. It's not just putting content out there. The core myth, everything else grows from this. Social media managers just post content. A real social media manager does not just post content. This is the way I plan every client's social media for a month. It's not just posting because I have to post. Okay. More posts, more results. Not true. Good design guarantees engagement. Not true. Trends are the fastest way to grow. No, it's not. You get borrowed attention. What is borrowed attention? You take a video that is doing very well and you share the screen, you split screen, or you do a stitch. That's borrowed attention, but it is not sustainable. Social media managers control the algorithm. No, we don't control the algorithm. Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, they control the algorithm. And if they find that you are authentic and that you really give substance and you give people things to think about and you give people information, and maybe, and especially a trend in nowadays is tutorials. That is a trend. That is a trend that you can follow. Engagement means likes and comments. Well, I said comments, more than 10 words. Most effective content gets saved, gets shared, and it changes people's perception. But comments are very important. It doesn't convert immediately, it failed. Not true. Because you can put a video up today, and in a year's time, people might see it and say, oh, I need this. Okay. So you can see what the myths are in your specific niche, not niche, niche. In your specific niche, you can see what the myths are and you can expose them. You can expose these myths. If your website looks nice but does nothing, this is why. Yes, many people want all the bells and whistles, but the website does nothing. Most small business don't need more content, they need fewer lies. That's true. If you rely on likes to judge success, you are already behind. That's true. More likes doesn't mean your content means anything to somebody. If they comment or they share it or they send you a private message about your content, that is when your content starts to become good and it drives engagement. Okay. So that is week one, education with friction. Teach but remove comfort. You now explain why things fail, but in a way that makes people realize they can't fix it alone because we are in business. You can't, I don't want to tell you you can fix it on your own. I want you to make use of me. But yeah, I am teaching. But to tell people you can't fix this alone because there's so much you need to do and so much you need to know. So it's better to give it to somebody that already does it and knows what they're talking about. Okay. And then controlled authority. Position Sarah Marketing as the interpreter of chaos, and that's very important. You must be an interpreter of chaos because when you are in a niche, there are certain people that controls the narrative. And if you come in and you say, listen, I am A from B, and I say that narrative is not true, and this are the results and the proof that that is not true, you are disrupting the pattern. But you have to be able to substantiate what you claim. Okay. Why these numbers look good but aren't converting? Why are my numbers, as we described a little bit earlier in this video, is the views are good and the visits are good, but it doesn't convert in